All right, all right. Welcome back to another episode of the Critics Collective. This is another unpopular opinion with myself, Legacy Lingo, and Brandon V. Fletcher. And this time we're going to talk about the corporate greed, corporate gaming industry, the premium delusion that they're selling us. Is it corporate hubris, scam? Is it both? The three major things we're going to discuss is the Steam machine, the price point, and the platform itself, the Xbox price point, and then we're going to talk about a little bit of the GTA, the pricing and everything with the versions that's coming out, and really peel it back, get our opinion. I hope you guys join us in this conversation, get in the comments and give us your opinion. So let's start with the Steam machine, Brennan. You brought this to my attention. I actually didn't know that this was a thing. Of course, that's going to be a running thing. If you guys are new to us, I'd be out there just doing whatever. Brandon brings me back in with all this info, and I was like, oh man, I didn't know. So talk to me about the Steam machine. What is the Steam machine, and why are we discussing it today?
So Steam Machine is Valve's attempt at making a console style PC. Not everybody wants to build a PC. Some people just want to, buy a thing and play games on it, right? So that's
Right.
why people buy consoles. Um, Everybody loves Steam. Everybody loves playing games on Steam. So Steam is like, oh, okay, well, we'll give you a little PC that's kind of like a console, and you'll be able to play your Steam games, right?
Right.
Um, I mean, the idea is that it's going to be at like a decent price point where you don't have to spend $3,000 on a rig or something like that.
Hmm.
I built my own PC, so this isn't necessarily for me,
Right.
But and there's a lot of people like that. And then you bought a pre-built yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So those options are there, but this was an attempt to maybe get the people who want to do neither one of those things and maybe want it at a lower price point and also don't necessarily want to get a console like the PlayStation or the Xbox or the Switch or whatever, right? Because maybe they just play PC games and that's their
Right.
thing.
Right. Right.
So, Valve attempted this before some years ago, and it was kind of a failure. But this was kind of seen as, you know, Valve taking their shot at Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, to be able to get into this space,
Mm.
um, and give people another option, which I personally think is a good thing. Competition is good. I
Competition is
think
good.
you know more companies out there put the other companies on notice, so they tend to get their shit together.
Yeah.
uh, but as usual, everything going on today, this freaking AI bubble has caused the price of parts to go up.
Mm.
And so this was supposed to be out and announced, I want to say earlier this year. But when the RAM crisis kind of started hitting critical mass, apparently they delayed it. And so that's why, I don't know if you know, but like they released the controller like a couple months ago. It
Okay.
was like Steam Machine controller, and it's like no box, no nothing. They just released the controller, and everybody loved the controller.
Okay.
And then now we have the official announcement, and there was speculation that the Steam Machine price was going to be probably higher than expected. I don't think anybody thought it was going to be this bad, though. It's pretty bad, and it's not that the price is high; it's the price to performance ratio.
Hmm.
So, Gamers Nexus, a popular YouTube channel that does tech reviews and on PC horror and things like that, their review basically was saying that like the thing performs like 2 generations behind, not 2 years behind, 2 generations behind.
Generations behind with consoles. 2 generations of
But
consoles.
2 generations of like a PC, right? So they compare
Okay. All right.
some of the graphics to. We're on the RTX 50 series now, right? I have an
Mhm.
RTX 5070. They were comparing it to our RTX 3060.
God.
Some of the performance. So it's like
Yeah, I got the
you get
4070.
that performance at that price, right? At that point, you're better off just getting a pre-built. or building yourself. Because
Right.
one thing the Steam machine allows is that you can put the Steam OS, which is Linux based, you can build a machine and just add it on there, which to me seems like the better option
Mhm.
if you really want Steam OS, because people are kind of getting tired of Windows right now.
Okay.
So if you really want Steam OS, probably just do build it yourself or do a pre-built and just drop it on there. People are already showing prices on pre-builts that are less than a Steam machine or comparable in price,
Right.
twice the performance.
Twice the performance. I was just about to ask, like, how much more the performance? Wow.
Right. So it's like, who is this for? Right? A console gamer, they're just like, well, I'm not buying this. I'm gonna just spend the money on the PS5, right?
Yeah.
Also games like GTA are not on the Steam machine yet because it's not on PC yet. It's
Right.
going to be on consoles for now. So who is this for?
Right.
And me personally, like, I get the RAM crisis. There's a RAM crisis and there's SSD crisis. They're both kind of the prices on those parts are pretty high right now, which is understandable. We got Microsoft, we got Sony, we got even Nintendo raising the prices of their products, which
Right.
we all know it makes sense, but this feels like too much. Like, it feels like whatever the crisis is, they're overcharging. It feels like, if the performance matched, I don't think anybody would care.
Right.
But if you're telling me that the PS5 performs better, and the PS5 was 6-7 years old at this point,
Right. At this point,
like, what are we doing?
so what are the price points? I got some information here. What I'm looking at. Tell me what I'm looking at is not accurate. What are the price points, please?
So the base model of the Steam machine is $1,050, $1,049.
Yeah, basically.
$99.
Yeah.
That's with 16 gigs of RAM, 512 space hard drive.
Wow.
You don't even get 512 on the consoles. The consoles still give you
Right.
at least a gig. I mean, a terabyte. And then that's without the controller. But granted, you could probably buy any controller. You could use an Xbox controller on Steam. So
Okay.
if you have one already, that's fine. But if you were looking forward to the Steam machine with the whole experience with the controller and everything, then you're gonna want the controller.
And then, do you know what the price point is for the controller? Is it like $65, $70 like the other?
Actually, I forgot how much the controller is. I thought the controller was kind of reasonably priced. I don't think it was priced like out of whack or anything like that.
Gotcha.
And it seemed pretty popular. Oh, okay, it is kind of priced out of whack. It's $100.
What? Man, I thought you was gonna say like $80. Because I can go get a PS5 controller for like $80.
I was thinking it was like 70 or 80, but
Right.
it's $100.
Oh my god. And okay, what about the higher level, the next tier Steam machine? What's the price point, and do you at least get a controller with that?
What's the next? Is was it $1,350? If you want
I
to get
see
it
2
full,
terabytes. Yeah, $1,350.
if you want it full spec'd out, it's like $1,350. Is that with the controller?
That's what I don't know. I just see the price point. I don't know if it's with the controller or not. That is
it's $1,350. It's 2 gigabytes. Or 2 terabytes. I keep saying gigabytes.
Oh, it's
2 terabytes.
it's without a controller.
But it's without the controller, yeah. So with the controller, I remember seeing this. With the controller, 2 terabytes, it's 14, like 30,
28. Yeah,
1330,
1430.
1350.
I see it. It's
No,
1428. What?
Yeah, you might as well build a PC at that point.
I'm telling you.
Even with the higher prices on RAM, right? Like, you can still build something more powerful at the same price point.
So let me ask you.
Again, I know everybody doesn't want to do that, and if you don't do that, then just get a pre-built and call it a day. Like,
right. So my question to you, and forgive me if it's a silly question, my ignorance, because I don't do any PC gaming. Okay, but my pre-built is definitely a lot stronger than that. Um, I it's not the best, but I got I got it's pretty strong, and I could do some PC gaming. Could I, with my pre-built, go on just go on stream, use their operating system, play, and use a gaming controller? Because the only reason I don't do PC games because I thought I'm forced to use the keyboard. Can I just with my pre-built just go on their site and just play?
Yeah, I from what I can understand, yeah, you can just Steam OS is Linux, so you should just be able to install it on whatever PC you have, and then and the controller, because again, this is all based around the PC, so they're not really locking you out of anything. Uh,
So
so you could just
who is this for then?
I don't know, man. Like and I think my biggest thing is that Valve is kind of seen as like their gaming's like God Emperor, right? Gabe Newell,
Mhm.
CEO of Valve, and they just see him as like the savior of gaming, and he always cares about the customer, and you know,
Clearly, yeah,
he's not greedy like those Microsoft and Sony people, and it's
okay,
just like,
sure.
bro is still a billionaire, right? He's
Mhm.
worth like I want to say like $8 billion.
And the bottom line still matters to him.
Right, and he's out there trying to work on his Bezos style yacht. So like,
Mhm.
there's no reason for people to act like this is okay, right?
Right.
Because he's no different than any of these kind of corporate billionaires. Um, and I get it. I get the RAM crisis. I get the SSD crisis, but this is insane.
Right.
This doesn't it doesn't make any sense, and for those who don't know, Microsoft and Sony, when they release consoles, they always release them at a loss,
Yeah.
because the idea is that you know what, one will get better at manufacturing, right? So over the years, they'll get cheaper parts and they'll learn how to manufacture better, and then the manufacturing process becomes cheaper.
Right.
And on
And
top of
it
that,
all ends up
they'll make
balancing out.
money, right? And then on top of that, they'll make money, particularly from exclusives. So if you launch a new console, you're saying like, hey, the new God of War is going to be on PlayStation 6. The
Right.
new Insomniac game is going to be on PlayStation 6. The new Halo will be, or Gears is going to be on the next Xbox. So that gets people excited, because it's like, okay, I like the Gears series, so I'm going to get this Xbox. I like the Uncharted, or I like Naughty Dog or Last of Us, or
Right.
those God of War. So I'll get a PlayStation. So that's kind of how the companies make money, by selling software, and over time the manufacturing gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, and eventually you launch your console at $500, and a few years later you can sell it for $300, 250.
Right.
Well, now we're in the opposite situation, mainly because of AI and all the RAM being bought up. And for those who don't know, part of the problem is that Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, basically bought up most of the RAM in the world. And the RAM only comes from three companies: Samsung, Micron, and is it HK Hynix? HK Hynix, yeah.
Mm.
SK Hynix, sorry.
Okay.
Um, and so those are only three manufacturers of RAM for everybody. So
Wow.
it doesn't matter if you have an iPhone, that's not Apple RAM. That's RAM from one of three of
One
these
of those three
companies.
companies. Yeah. Gotcha.
And so also Micron, they used to make uh, their consumer level brand is Crucial. I don't know if you've ever seen Crucial before, but Crucial makes memory and SSD. So they were just like, oh, we're not even going to make consumer products anymore, because we're just going to be making so much money from these AI data centers.
Wow.
And so basically, all three of these companies are providing RAM for these data centers, and it's creating a shortage. And the bad part is the the data centers don't exist yet. The AI is not where it needs to be. So all of this is all speculative. So it's like they bought up non-existent RAM
Mhm.
for non-existent data centers for a
Wow.
product that barely anyone wants. And now the prices of everything is going up.
That's man, that's crazy. You mentioned something though, that I wanted to ask you about. The other platforms normally give you some level of exclusive titles. Does Steam have a large or any options of strong exclusive titles that would make people consider doing this?
So I wouldn't necessarily call them exclusives. A lot of times what happen is a company will make a PC game. They might not have the resources to do a PlayStation or Xbox version. So it's not necessarily like we're exclusive to Steam. It's just, we're not that big of a studio. We're, not necessarily indie, but not necessarily,
Right.
a big
Right.
studio. So, when you make a game for consoles, you still have to get the SDKs, which are like the development kits, which are basically kind of an Xbox or a PlayStation console that is kind of like say unlocked. It doesn't even look like the consumer version of it, right?
It
It
just
looks
has
like
the
kind of
power of it.
yeah, and so like you use that to kind of build your games, and those are expensive. They're thousands of dollars. So like a company like you know EA, they're gonna have a bunch of those on site because they need to be able to use it to make games. Not every company is able to do that.
Right.
You just got a
Okay.
bunch of PCs, you're good. And
That
so
makes
that's
sense.
kind of so there are games on PC that are not on consoles.
Okay.
Uh, and maybe sometimes that's why sometimes I don't know if you see, but like a game will come out on PC and then like 2-3 years later it'll come out
Yeah.
on console. Mainly because what happens is like it'll be successful and they'll make some money from it, and then the
And they'll
publisher will
be
be like,
able
okay,
to develop it for the consoles.
yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. I just thought that they were trying to be exclusive as well. Just be like, no, come over here to the PC side. Leave the consoles alone. I always thought they were just trying to compete in that way. I didn't realize that it was just more of a design uh issue as far as the equipment that they had or the software that they had. And so now we got these prices, which is strange to me because I feel like if you want to compete in the market and you release something and you want it to actually put pressure on the other companies, I feel like the lower price you come in with, the highest performance you give us at the lowest price is going to
yes.
make everybody pay more attention and then put pressure on the bigger competitors. I don't understand what the Steam box is. A Steam machine, that's Steam box. 'Cause I
That's
look
some
at it,
people
it
just
looks
call
like a yeah, yeah.
it.
Look, it's like a GameCube, whatever. Anyway, so I don't understand what they think they're achieving with this price point. I understand that they feel like because of the cost of everything, they may have to go out. But then, in my opinion, then why not wait? Or if you're going to give us this price point, offer more power. I don't know.
I, these things take years to develop, and everybody has a plan,
Mhm.
right? Microsoft and Sony, they have their plan. The rumors are still that the new consoles are coming out next year, which I don't think is a good idea. But these things are like years in the making. So when last year all the RAM prices started going up,
Mm,
and they hadn't started manufacturing yet,
mm.
and they were still in the process of sourcing RAM, it's like, uh-oh. And some companies like, Apple, they're very good at like sourcing their materials. Um, and also a lot of their RAM is always overpriced. So they were able to ride it out and not have to raise their price and stuff until last until last week, where Apple raised the prices on all of their products.
Man.
Except maybe iPhone, I think. And iPhone I think is the only one that's untouched. And it's not even like, oh, it's $50 more. It's like, no, it's like $100 more
Mm.
for some of their stuff. It's really insane. Um, so they were kind of stuck. It was either wait, and if you wait, the technology comes even more outdated.
Okay. All right. I got you. Damn.
And then, or you could just like bite the bullet. It's like, oh, well, we just got to release it at this price. But they still didn't have to. They could have did 900. I think at 900, everybody would have been on board. 900 with the controller. Done. Just take the loss. You don't need that much more money, Gabe Newell. Like they could have sold it at a loss. I that's me. But
I mean, but you said that's what the other competitors do. They expect to sell at a loss, and then over time it bounces out as they figure out a way to get it manufactured with cheaper parts, and then and they can keep that price point going, and then make it up over time. So I don't understand why they're not going with the same approach. I really feel like taking that loss and coming at a lower price point would really get a lot of people's attention and then put pressure on the other guys. I don't know, but I mean, we're sitting here, they're sitting there, so maybe.
I don't know. We don't know what we're talking about. We're just two guys on the internet.
Just two guys on the internet.
Yeah. Why they keep making millions and millions of dollars to keep fucking shit up?
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I can tell you now I may just for the sake of being able to discuss it, I may actually get that controller and then take my tower, my pre-built, and then give it a shot. And then maybe we can talk about the controller if it offers anything that the other ones don't. But I definitely won't be getting the Steam machine. I don't see any need for it. I have enough power as is, and my stuff is outdated. Like I told you, I got the 4070. But I feel like I'm going to get more out of my pre-built than purchasing this thing. I just don't see the point.
Yeah, and the 47 is still a good card. Like,
yeah,
I mean, even when the 50 series came out, again, NVIDIA, the performance wasn't there, but they were charging so much extra money. So some people were just like, I'll stick with my 40 series card.
Yeah.
This is corporations, man. We just keep allowing them to it's creep. It's gonna keep creeping up. My biggest concern though is once all these prices go up, they're not gonna come back down.
I was just about to say that.
Or they will, but like not to the price they were before.
We'll never go back. Yeah, it may scale back, but it will never come back. Yeah, I think we're just in a trajectory that's just it's just gonna keep moving in this direction. It seems to be everywhere.
Now, one thing that needs to be done to avoid that, if everyone collectively say, "I'm not buying this," but we got too many people that are slaves to some of these corporations, so I don't know. If people decide to like, "Hey, we're not participating in this. We're not buying this. We're not giving you your money."
I have no choice.
The company's going to be forced to put at a price point where people want to buy things. So.
Right. Which is we're gonna revisit that when we talk Grand Theft Auto. But let's move on to the because you just mentioned that Apple has raised their prices, and now we know that Microsoft raised the price of the Xbox console by $100 to $150. And you said there's another one. There's another price jump coming.
So they just announced a new price increase coming in August.
Okay.
And I was actually shocked by this because when was the last one? Because I felt like it just happened.
That's the thing. I don't remember when the last one was.
I thought it was pretty recent. I can't remember. I thought it was like a few months ago when the prices had went up. But it feels like we're doing this again. Oh, okay, so right, it was October.
So
it was October last year. I knew it wasn't that far away because I felt like we just had this.
And so in August we're gonna get another one.
Right. It's not. It doesn't look good. Like if you want an Xbox with a terabyte and a disk drive, that's gonna run you $750.
And that's the cheapest.
No, that's not. That's the most expensive version.
Oh, okay, all right.
But there's already. The reason I mentioned that because nobody's buying the cheaper version, is the Series S version, because this is a Series X.
Okay.
A lot of people don't buy the Series S version mainly because even developers are saying developing on it's difficult because it doesn't have enough power as the
X.
yeah. So it's almost like that one doesn't even matter because people are going to go to the X version. It's so bad too. I don't know if you saw Microsoft website with the announcement, but they're advertising the buy now pay later like Klarna and stuff like that, so people can get this stuff. Which, look, I use Klarna, like,
Right.
nothing wrong with that. But
Right.
when buy now pay later is creeping into every walk of life, where you buying everything like that, maybe things are just too expensive and people aren't making enough money.
Right. Yeah.
Back when we grew up, you could do layaway at Kmart and stuff like that, which is all good. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it.
But when you're doing everything like that, then it becomes a problem.
Yeah, if you're getting a lot of things in life, in order for you to function or even just get anything, if you're doing too many things like that, then that's a problem. I will say this though, at least I'll give them credit for thinking about the fact that, because in my mind, I felt like the corporations would just feel like, they'll get it, they love
Mhm.
us. But if they're also pushing that point, then they seem somewhat more aware than the Steam machine, as far as like, okay, people probably
Yeah,
can't
there's a
afford
bit of
this.
an acknowledgement being like, oh, this is expensive. I know
We know.
people are going to need help getting this.
Yeah. So I gotta
So
give them credit for that.
So they have also, they like, oh, there's a refurbished option. There's a Microsoft financing option. So I don't think I've ever seen this before though. Like
Oh,
when they're like, oh, finance your console.
Jesus. I mean, damn, yeah. And then those platforms that help you make payments, of course, they got to make money too. So
Mhm.
it's almost like walking into, and we're probably, these kids don't even know what these locations are, but it's like rent a center and
Oh yeah.
Aaron's. It's like walking in and getting a system from them, because they're gonna hit you with so much interest, and
Mhm.
that 750 is probably gonna end up being about $2,000 after all the payment. You just
I
you
don't
don't
think
feel it right at
Klarna's is
once,
that high. I don't
right?
think it's that high Klarna, but it definitely, like, if you do like over a year, if you pay for something over a year, you're
Right.
gonna get hit with that's
Yeah,
gonna
I
be
think
another
the
probably like
longer you
50 to
spread out the
$100.
payments, the more interest you're gonna deal with. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but
Now, I think one of the biggest things with this Xbox increase and the Steam machine increase and all this stuff, especially Xbox, it's literally Microsoft's own fault.
mhm,
Because they've been pushing so much into AI,
right.
they helped cause this. And
And
it's just like, yeah, they're the AI bubble. They're part of it, and
yeah,
they're making
pushing it.
things difficult for themselves.
And now the cost of the stuff is going up. And they did it. Yeah, they pushed it into themselves. It's like, yeah. I mean, a part of me wonders if they're aware, and they really think that just down the line it's just gonna really pay off, and they're gonna be looking at us like we told you, or if they're really just not seeing it. I don't know. I'm curious. I'd like to sit in a room with somebody and have that conversation.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think that they're at the point of no return because they spent so much money investing in AI, like between all the companies, Meta, um, XAI, um, OpenAI, Anthropic, all these companies. They don't have a choice at this point.
Mm.
Google, they don't have a choice because it's like collectively between those companies, they've invested trillions of dollars with a T, trillions of dollars, and they're not making trillions of dollars on AI right now.
Right.
So
Man.
they, it has to work for them, or they're screwed. This is why they're throwing it in our face, and we're like, nah, man, hold on, we don't need all that.
No. Yeah.
Or,
No. It definitely
but
did
like
that.
they don't have a choice because it's like they need people to do it, and that's why like even some companies are shifting from consumer level AI to corporate level B2B, business to business, right? It's like, okay, we're going to sell our AI products to Uber and they're going to pay more for it instead of Joe Schmo he's not going to pay $20 a month for GPT
Right.
or Claude or Gemini, whatever it is. I wouldn't pay for it. Like I have the paid Gemini version right now, but I got it for free. After it runs out, I'm not paying for that.
Right. It's like, yeah. No. Excuse me.
I already did the cancellation. You know,
Yeah,
you
you
sign up for stuff.
sign
It's like
up.
it's a year away. It's like, nah, I cancel that thing right now.
So it just
I
makes
don't
sure
want to
that
get with that
there's
next
no
year.
forgetting and accidentally rolling into it. Like, no. Once this is done, I am done. Thank you. Okay, so let me ask you now. October, Microsoft had a little price bump, but now we're getting one almost pretty much just under a year later in August. Do you think that they're going to push another one? Do you really think? Do you think that they're trying to get their console? And you think all of them have this plan to get their consoles to the Steam machine's price point?
No, it would be detrimental to everyone involved. I mean,
Okay, thank you.
the PlayStation Pro is what, 900 now?
Yeah.
So I don't think they want to keep pushing it. I think these price hikes have like, because I think what was the one in October? I think that was maybe like a $70 price hike or something like that. And these are like couple $100 in some cases.
Yeah.
So I think they're factoring in future for price hikes. It's
Okay.
because instead of being like, okay, you know, we'll go from 500 to 600, right?
Right.
Instead, they go, you know what? Let's go 500 to 750, so we don't have to do this again.
Okay. All right.
That's what I think, and I think for the console companies, I think they know they can't keep these prices. These prices can't stay like this. They can't. It's like all of this is unsustainable, right? You're paying that much for these machines, and then you know games are $70 now, $80, and it's not sustainable. They're spending 300, 400 million, 500 million dollars on making these games, and they all have to be hits, or just the whole industry crumbles. Like something needs to happen because this is not sustainable for the future.
So I'm going to say this, and forgive me again if I sound stupid, but I actually am surprised that we haven't gotten these price points sooner, because the last 2 or 3 cell phones I bought are over $1,000, and I don't know. I feel like the gaming consoles offer equal amount of value to my life that the cell phones do. And I got the cell phone without hesitation, but I see these price points of the game console and I'm hesitant. I don't know. Am I wrong for thinking that's a little weird that we're willing to get a cell phone outright for $1,300, but then as soon as the console goes up that much, we're like, no. Am I weird for saying that?
It's and people can debate my accuracy on this, but
Okay.
it's a need versus a want.
Ah, yeah.
They know they can charge that. You need a phone.
I do need a phone.
This day and age.
That makes perfect sense. Wow. Yeah.
I also think the industry learned a lot from when Sony released a PS3 at $600. That was kind of too much for some people. Look, I paid for it, but I traded in my PS2 and some games, and I got that price to come down, and I still got it. But I'm a part of the problem.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, when the PS3 came out, it had the Blu-ray player. All this stuff was kind of new. It was like new technology, right? Because I saw people try to compare the Steam machine situation to the PS3 situation. But I think they're very similar, right? And the two companies that kind of like riding high, right, on their success,
right,
and got a little bit of hubris and released the console at like a pretty high price. The difference I'll say is that PS3 had cutting edge technology. The Steam machine doesn't. Like,
yeah, it's like you said, it's like 2 generations behind. So what are we really getting?
So I think the console, as you saw after PS3, PS4 came out at a lower price point.
Right, it did.
And so I think they like that price point. They like the $400 to $500 price point.
Mhm.
It's the sweet spot,
Right.
and I think they want to stay there. The problem is they can't right now because of the hardware prices. So that's why I'm like, man, I think everybody's really satisfied. I feel like one, we're getting not diminishing returns, but I feel like we're peaking when it comes to graphics. I mean, graphics will get better, games can look amazing, but I think if we had to quote unquote deal with the current state of graphics in our games, I feel like most people are okay with the level of graphics for another 4 years.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean,
And then
good.
I was gonna say also there, as time goes on, they get better and better at learning the consoles and getting the most out of it. So it's not like games are not going to look better on the
Right.
current machines that we have.
Right.
They're going to look better because the developers will get smarter at how they use it. So I feel like most people will be okay with the current graphics and just giving us more interesting gameplay.
That's all I want. More interesting gameplay, that graphics where it's setting, and if it gets better, great. If not, I'm happy with it. I'm very satisfied. So that's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out, how everybody responds to that price point, if Microsoft has success or not. What you got?
I was going to say also, to be clear, this price point is particularly bad for Microsoft because they're already struggling to sell consoles.
Oh,
They're like, it got to the point where people thought there wasn't going to be an Xbox. A new Xbox CEO, she's trying to turn things around. I think I like what she's done so far, but it's going to be hard for them. So they're operating from last place essentially.
they kind of got themselves in a bind where they kind of got no choice but to do something. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. We're gonna be talking about this. We're gonna keep up on it. But let's now talk about. Let's move on to what I think. I think this is gonna be probably one of the one of the biggest topics over the next 6 months to a year, and that's the Grand Theft Auto game. They've released information now on the price points, as far as digital copies versus physical copies. And I have
Physical,
right. And then you got people already, GTA fans paying eBay scalpers over retail price for pre-orders, despite there being no shortage. So this this kind of behavior is why these corporations feel like they can push the limits, because there's going to be some genius out there that just goes along. There's not enough people asking a question like, "Does this make any sense?" Well, Brandon, tell me, what was the information as far as the price points with the GTA?
So everybody was kind of expecting this. There was rumors about this earlier this year that GTA could potentially be an $80 game. And that rumor, actually, I think that rumor started like into last year, something like that.
Okay.
Into last year, beginning this year. What confirmed it that it was going to happen is when people, again, another company, Nintendo, great company, maker games. But so for whatever reason, people think Nintendo's your friend. They're not your friend. They're still another corporation. Right? So Nintendo goes out and releases Mario Kart World Tour for $80. People keep forgetting that happened.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Switch 2 game.
Right.
And they charge $80. So think about that. GTA, and look, I don't like to do the whole like, this game is $80 and this game should be $20. I don't like doing that in general because I think that, just as much work can go into making Mario Kart versus GTA.
Right.
I'm going to get that out there. But to charge $80 for Mario Kart, that don't feel right. So once Nintendo did that, I was like, oh, okay. Even if Take-Two Interactive was thinking about charging $80 for GTA, Nintendo just gave them the go ahead.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, you charge $80 for Mario Kart? It's like, oh, people have been waiting 13 years for a new Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gonna charge them $80. And not only that, we're gonna charge them $80. We're gonna charge them $100 for the Ultimate Edition, right? And not only that, we're gonna lock missions and stores behind the Ultimate Edition, which to me is even crazy. Now, granted, I don't know. I don't know if you can still have access to that stuff by just playing the game normally. Maybe it unlocks later in the game.
Maybe
if it's like that, then okay, maybe not so bad. But I don't like that.
if it's the only way, then that's gonna be pretty messed up.
Yeah, which to me means they just want to charge $100 for the game,
right? And they know somebody
like that. That's what it is. They want to charge $100, but they know they can't.
Right. You got to offer both price points. Make the higher one seem like it's got more to it. Like it's worth.
Right. It's the illusion of choice. Because they make it feel like you got a choice between the two. In reality, they want you to go to the $100 one.
Yeah, you got no choice if you want the actual game.
Now look, for the people out there being like, oh, it's GTA, such a big game, and it costs them so much to make it, and blah 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 blah. I get that. Also, they didn't have to spend that much money on making the game. Like these companies don't have to spend a bajillion dollars to make these games, right?
Especially not if you're taking that much time to get it out. It's not like you're rushing to hit a deadline like next year. Like year
and
after
here's the
year.
thing. Rockstar can afford to do this because the GTA games bring in so much money once the online mode comes out. So they can take their time when they're making the next game because they're making billions of dollars, from microtransactions and all this stuff, like the game economy inside GTA 6 or GTA 5 online. Right. So they make a lot of money from that. So they're not poor. They're not like, oh no, we have to charge this much because we spent this much. Also, you didn't have to spend that much. But, they made the choice current rumor is GTA 6 costs $1 billion to make. But to look at that from like a gaming standpoint and being like, that's an insane amount of money to spend. But this is not a new GTA is not coming out next year. This game is we're going to be getting one GTA per generation now. That's how I see it.
Okay, gotcha.
And it's a 10 to 15 year plan for them. So to spend $1 billion knowing that it's a 15-year plan, I don't think that's insane.
Yeah.
But they could have still charged 70. They could have charged 70.
80 is about to be the new standard price point on video games.
And that's the thing. I think I know the other company's going to want to do it, but they have to be very careful which games they do it with. If let's say God of War is 80, right? Maybe some people are okay with it. You can't release another Madden or FIFA for $80. I'm sorry. Because what people already have it in their head is just the same game from the previous year.
Right.
So what do you charge me extra $10 for?
But they would.
Or some new Gears of War or something like that. Yeah, I don't think they would do that. At least not yet. Maybe they wait until next gen. But I definitely feel, yeah. I was just gonna say I definitely feel like Rockstar gave everybody the green light though. But I think the combination of the price increases that we were just talking about, I don't think they want to do both at the same time. Rockstar doesn't care because they're Rockstar,
right?
Like they're like, this this price increase on consoles got nothing to do with us because people gonna buy the consoles for our game, right? Like there's already expected to be a bump in console sales for when this comes out,
right?
So they kind of don't care. I do think the Sonys and Microsofts, they care because I don't think they want to raise prices on games because they've already done it on the consoles, at least for now.
Right.
Maybe a year from now, that's a different conversation. But I feel like they would be too close together if they start doing this, like even within 6 months.
Right. I mean, well, if you think about it, the reason that they can go 15 years and still be profitable is because of one, and then possibly even sell systems with it. There's always another generation that's finally old enough to play it every year.
Yeah.
And there's always somebody who's like, okay, I want a console now. You wouldn't let me play it because can I get this for Christmas? So now, all right, you're old enough to play it. Boom. And they got so you go buy it yourself, or somebody buy, parents like, hey, we're gonna go ahead and buy this for you. You earned it. You going to college or whatever. Every year, there's a generation of, so they're definitely guaranteed to have some sales every year because there's somebody gonna be old enough, and maybe that's why they might be bold enough to do price hike on the game as well as the console, because the younger generations aren't gonna care. They just want it.
Mm.
They're not gonna look at it like we look at it. So it's gonna be interesting to see. That brings me to the hustle of the physical copy.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. So this makes it even worse.
Yeah, that physical copy. Now I don't I know that there are some people that are collectors,
Yeah, I usually get physical copies.
right? But if I just if you're buying the box, you're still getting a digital copy, is that box gonna be unique where it's like something you could put on your shelf next to Optimus Prime because it's like it stands out, or is it just gonna be a game box? Like if it was an actual collector's item, like a metal box with some kind of engraver or something, I don't know, maybe they only made a certain amount, something I could put right next to all of my statues or something that really show it off for years to come, I would understand that. But to say you're selling a physical copy when you're just giving them a box with a digital code, I don't understand it. Do you have any insight on why they're going this route?
So current theories are they're trying to avoid leaks.
Okay.
That's the current theory. And I get it. Because like every game, not say every game, but at least every big game that come out, there's at least some retailer that starts selling it early by mistake. Or somebody gets a copy early by mistake because Amazon shipped it out early and somebody wasn't thinking. And then you have the game 2 days early, and this person is playing it, and so we're in the streaming era. So this wasn't a thing years ago, right? You got a game early, you got a game early. Nowadays, it's like, oh, I got a game early, and I'm gonna start streaming it, and then you're gonna get spoilers out there. And this happened with a bunch of games before. So the current rumor is that's why they did it. I don't buy it. I don't know. I think it's just another way to not spend money and get more money. Because you don't have to manufacture a disc.
Yeah.
Or and what it seems like, it might have been like 4 discs.
Oh,
Or 3 discs, because like apparently the size might be pretty huge. They're already saying like maybe, people speculate 150 to 200 gigs.
oh, I need to get another external.
And then they're saying that, you know how you do the pre-download. If you pre-order, you can start downloading early.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be a week early, so because they expected it to take so long to download.
Yeah, you did a week before, and then 3 days before it's still downloaded. You're like, am I actually gonna get this early? Yeah,
because the Final Fantasy VII remake is 2 discs.
Mm.
There's one disc you got to put in to install, and then there's the actual play disc that you need.
Okay.
So they could have did that. They could have gave you 3 discs, 4 discs, and let you load it that way. It's so weird because also people forget that the internet infrastructure in the US is not great. we know this.
Yes.
From trying to record this episode.
Yeah, we're struggling today.
And so imagine someone living in like rural, Kansas or something, and they don't have the best internet. Like, how does that work out for them? Like, I don't know, man. It feels very anti-consumer. To me, it does.
Yeah, there's a big disconnect. It's almost like you They just expect everybody to adjust to what they're putting out there. Which I mean that's it, pretty much what corporate America is. Just like, hey, this is what it is. You get on board or get left behind.
Yeah. But well, people need to be bold and just say like, nah, we're not paying for this.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've said it in our group chat. This is not on my list. I'm not getting this. This is something I'll buy 3 or 4 years later on a Black Friday. I'm not in a hurry to get this and play the same.
Yeah, I played GTA and I didn't play the last one. It just kind of passed me by, and then I was like, I'm fine, not playing it. But you know, if this pulls me in, maybe. But another crazy thing is, right, we're going through all this entire conversation we're having about the price of GTA and pre-orders and all this other stuff. We don't know what the hell the game looks like.
We have not seen any gameplay. Yes, we have not seen any gameplay. We keep getting trailers, and a lot of people out there believing that this is the quality, but we have not seen any gameplay.
Right, and to me, that's the biggest thing. It's like, this is full on hubris. If you want to know the answer to the question in the title, This is hubris.
That's it.
They're charging $80 for a game. There's no physical copy. And we still haven't seen anything.
That's crazy. It's
crazy. Insane.
Yeah.
So like they know what they have, right? They know no matter what, they're going to make billions of dollars. The funniest outcome from all this could be the game ends up being shit. Which I doubt, but that could, if that happens, I don't know what happens in the industry after that.
What if we really just get GTA 5 with just new missions and new maps?
I feel like some people will be happy with that, honestly.
I was just about to say, I know a couple people at my job that they don't even care. That's all they want. It's just more of what they've been getting.
Yeah.
And and so maybe that's why they're not releasing. Maybe that's a lot of them. Maybe they just love this franchise or this universe so much that as long as it's at least at GTA 5 level, just give them more of it.
Now, my guess is they'll likely put more of those elements from Red Dead in there. That's what I think is coming, because I think it's going to be an evolution of Red Dead, and they're going to probably put some of that stuff that you enjoyed about Red Dead in there. You know, especially like the grooming and your clothes, and you know how you can look over time throughout the game and things like that. I definitely know that stuff is coming.
Okay, well, I mean that's definitely a step up. I might not wait as long to get it if they're adding elements like that, but I'm definitely not jumping on this. I'm not pre-ordering. I'm not trying to get it right out the gate. I'm good. I'll wait and see.
Yeah, at least give me a gameplay trailer.
Yeah, come on, man.
I was gonna say, Rockstar, if you're trying to convert us, but like they don't care. They don't need our money.
They don't care. But I wonder though if we actually are going to get gameplay before it's released, or are they going to just ride this thing out and then boom, game drops? That's the first time we actually see it. It's gonna be interesting to keep track of.
I think we'll see some gameplay, but I don't know when. It could be right when, you know, I'm pretty sure they're gonna do we're gonna give it out to all the gaming outlets, and there's gonna be previews and stuff like that. So if I had to guess, August, September will probably be something like that.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna be on the lookout for it. We'll see. And then we can discuss it. We can even do side by side comparison, discuss it. Yeah, you know, we'll see. But you guys get in the comments and let us know how you feel about this. You know, everything from the Steam machine to the Xbox price point, the Grand Theft Auto price point, the physical copy. Let us know. Let us know where you guys stand with all of that. If you plan right out the gate to pre-order, just everything. Let us know if you're on board, if you're against it. We will jump in those comments and have a conversation with you. And if you like what we're doing here on the channel, make sure you guys please support us by liking this video, hit the subscribe button, turn on the alerts, and join our collective community. All right. So again, this was an unpopular opinion about the premium delusion, the corporate hubris, scam, or both of the gaming industry. I'm Legacy Lingo. I have Brandon V. Fletcher here with me. We are the Critics Collective, and we will see you on the next one.